Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top author on trading with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I will be speaking about USDCAD. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, so the COT data, so essentially what hedge funds and the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving their orders. And by the end of the video, by using a combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here on this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. This is the place to be for high quality free trading education. So without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. Starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment, from a monthly standpoint, clearly we have a market which is in a range. We have the bottom of the range here, and we have the top of the range here. Now, until the market will remain in between these two levels, we could simply expect more horizontal price action to be created and for this market to continue moving sideways. So from a monthly perspective, clearly we have a range bound market. However, at the same time, we can also notice how we have some structure being tested exactly this zone, which was acting as previous resistance here. Now it has been broken to the upside. So this previous resistance is now acting as support. The market has already tested it and is currently rejecting it to the upside. So from a monthly standpoint, everything seems quite bullish and there is a possibility for a short-term rejection to the upside for another test of the high of this range. So keeping this in mind and dropping down on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Well, from a weekly perspective, we can identify structure quite easily also here. We can notice, in fact, how this level was acting as previous support, broke to the downside here and became resistance, again respected as resistance here and here. Now the market has broken above the zone, so this previous resistance is now turned support here and again here. Now, until the market will remain above this support, we could simply expect more bullish continuation to be created away from this level, potentially going and testing that previous high of the range. We can also notice that from a pattern perspective, we have a clear impulse followed by this correction. And if we want to measure the correction, we have to take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg, which shows us how we have a 50% and 0.618 Fibonacci retracements exactly here, aligning perfectly with previous resistance turned support, therefore creating a confluence of support inside of this level. And inside of a confluence of support zone, you would expect to see more institutional longing, which at that point could further increase the probabilities of a potential rejection to the upside away from this level. We will be speaking about institutional longing in just a few moments when we move to the order flow. For now, let's drop down on the daily time frame and see what we have when it comes to the daily. Now, from a daily perspective, first of all, I did speak about USDCAD just a few days ago when the market was here and explained all the reasons for which we could expect first a correction and then a rejection to the upside, which is in fact exactly what the market is currently doing. And by the way, I will link in description that previous analysis so you can go and check it out for more free education. However, at the moment, the level that we have to really identify here on the daily is this zone here. This area, in fact, has been acting already as resistance here and supply, obviously, preceding all this rejection to the downside, again, acting as supply and resistance here, preceding all this rejection. And at the moment, the market is testing the exact same zone, has already started rejecting it to the downside. And unless we will see a clear break above the zone, this area will continue acting as resistance. So before we dig deeper into what we have here from a technical perspective, let's go and see what institutions are doing at this area of price. And to do that, we have to go and see and check what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders precisely on the CAD. Now, the first thing that we have to keep in mind is that if we're looking at the data for the CAD, we're actually already looking at CAD USD because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. And in this case, what we can notice is that net positions have been massively decreased. We went from having minus 63K now to minus 90.8K net positions, which is one of the lowest net positioning that we had in the most recent future, showing how a huge amount of shorts are getting added on the CAD from an institutional perspective, going from 37.9K all the way up to 126.2K. Now, if institutions are shorting the CAD, so essentially they're shorting CAD USD, they are essentially longing USD CAD, right? So a huge amount of longs are getting added from an institutional perspective on USD CAD in that area of support that we have just identified on the weekly time frame. So let's keep this in mind and move back to the technicals. And by the way, if you still haven't, make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find both on the screen and also linked in the description, so you never miss new updates. Now back to the analysis. Well, here on the daily, this area is currently acting as resistance. Now, if we will have a successful break above the zone, only at that point this previous resistance would become support. So until the market will remain below this level, it can easily reject lower. But if we get a break above, this previous resistance would become support. And if we get this break and retest, at that point, there is definitely the possibility for a potential rejection to the upside away from this level. So if we get this break and retest, what would I expect? Well, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes. So 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bearish to a bullish market at that point, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential rejection to the upside, completing this daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. Now, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go and check out the transparentfxtrading.com website, which you find linked in description. From here, in fact, you will have the possibility to gain access to my entire courses. You will also have the possibility to gain access to one-on-one live private mentoring directly with me, the VIP market breakdowns with the Telegram signals, the COT data software, which is precisely the one that we used in this video, the trading station software, which puts together everything that you need as a trader all in one interface. And if you continue to scroll down the website past the testimonials, you will see that you have the possibility to join and gain automatically access with email and password that you will create during the sign-up process. So I really suggest that you go and check it out as soon as possible. The link is in the description and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Also, if you have any suggestions on any topics or pairs that you would like me to cover in the next videos, make sure to drop them in the comments below and I will see you in my next video.